Hey guys, what's up? My name's AJDerpatron and today we are going to be going over basic guide to rotations within Apex Legends. Now, Apex Legends just recently came out like 3 days ago and it has hit mainstream ever since. 10 million players, which is absolutely insane. So I thought I'd make this guide pretty soon to help you guys be better at Apex Legends. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down into 3 stages of the match. The start of the match, later rounds, and the final rounds. This way, we're going to cover the priorities as the game progresses. So let's start off with the start of the match. For closer circles, you have more time to gather loot and materials, which makes it more convenient for you and your teammates. By the time the ring starts closing, it's best that you pay attention to the edge and look for enemies wherever they may be. Now you have 2 options here. You can either stay within the edge, or you can rotate around the edge. If you stay within the edge, you can often surprise your opponents within good cover by looking out windows. Use whatever you can. Buildings, windows, rocks, whatever natural cover you have, utilize it. You can also move along the edge. This way you can find enemies a lot easier, but you do run the risk of being spotted. For farther circles, you unfortunately have a less time to loot your area, but depending on the location, it's still enough time to make sure that you have what you need and you can get to the zone safely. In the most dire situations, I'd recommend slide jumping. Basically, slide jumping consists of being in a sprint, then sliding, and then jumping, and then repeating that process to make sure that you get to the zone faster. It isn't faster by much, but it can help you get to those specific areas where you need to. Also, be sure to utilize cover as much as possible as you're moving to zone. Use whatever you can. Don't run in open areas because you're going to have a higher chance of getting spotted. Move from cover to cover. Use rocks, buildings, tanks, vehicles, whatever stationary object you may find, use it as cover because it will help you in the long run. If you do find yourself in a fight, try to move yourself towards the circle as fast as possible while providing suppressive fire towards the enemy. If you want, you can even go faster and use cover to surprise them and catch them off guard. Grenades will also greatly increase the chances of you winning the fight because if thrown properly, you can lure them away from you, or you can slow them down in the process, dealing much more damage to them. Now let's move into the later rounds. For closed circles, it's best that you utilize an unsuspecting piece of cover. If possible, try to utilize an unsuspecting piece of high ground with lots of cover. Try to utilize some unsuspecting piece of high ground, and make sure that it has lots of cover too. If there's a lot of rocks, perfect. If there's windows, even better. If you're farther away, try not to go straight towards the circle. Instead, try and loop back around towards the narrower edges of the storm. Since more people are going to be found directly between the spaces between the old zone and the new zone, you're going to have a higher chance of surviving. Now, let's go into the final round. For closer circles, it's best to utilize the high ground. If you can find some hill or rock formation to get on top of, excellent. Use it, because it will help you in the long run. Don't go for every fight, however. Unless if you're FaZe Clan. The most important thing is that you want to fight effectively, and you want to wait until the best moment strikes. This may seem annoying, but try third-partying and just picking off enemies one by one. You're going to annoy their fights a lot more in the process, and you can even turn the tides of their battle. If you're farther away, utilize cover and attempt to be as sneaky as possible. As soon as the zone pops up, you want to go directly towards it. Waste no time at all. Since there may be some other teams who have stolen the high ground, you may have a better chance of waiting it out or ambushing them. And also just some general tips for being in the final zone. This is one of the best times to use your ultimate, especially if you're Bloodhound or Gibraltar. Whatever legend you have, research them and figure out what scenarios their ults are best used for. Well, that's my rotation guide. If you have any more suggestions that you want other readers to view, go put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what other suggestions you may have. After all, this is a new game. We'd all love to get better, right? If you have enjoyed this guide, be sure to hit subscribe, turn on the post notifications bell so you know whenever I upload a video next. And also be sure to hit the like button and leave a comment down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you boyos next time.